Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going deep into JFK assassination research.
Oh, okay.
Focusing on a British group, they're called Dealey Plaza UK.
Hmm.
And you sent over these excerpts from their journal, the Dealey Plaza Echo, Volume 9, Issue 2,
Right.
from way back in 2005.
Okay.
And let me tell you, this thing is a time capsule.
Wow.
It's full of all these leads and theories, just fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
I'm already getting those aha moments.
It's really interesting to see where those British researchers were at in that moment. They were looking not just at, Dallas, but also at international connections and intelligence agencies, the whole web of possibilities.
So much to unpack here. Where do we even begin?
Well, Dealey Plaza UK, they're this super dedicated group of researchers over in Britain.
Okay.
And they've been, meticulously picking apart the JFK assassination for years.
Okay.
And they published the Dealey Plaza Echo to share all their theories and findings with other people who are interested in this.
This issue that we're looking at, it's not just laser focused on one specific angle, is it?
Not at all. It shows how broad their research is.
Okay.
They cover things from, Judith Very Baker and her claims of a relationship with Oswald and a plot to kill Castro, all the way to analyzing Clint Hill's jump onto the limo in the Zapruder film.
Wow.
And there's even a personal story from one of the members who met Bill Clinton.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got a photo with him.
Nice.
And it highlights, Clinton's role in the JFK Records Act.
What a mix.
Yeah.
So of all the articles, what really stood out to you?
One that really caught my eye was this one called Foreknowledge in England, the Cambridge Call.
Okay.
It looks at this declassified CIA cable about a phone call that was made to a newspaper in Cambridge right before the assassination. And the caller, basically they just told the reporter, hey, call the American embassy in London. You're going to get some big news. And then hung up.
Hold on. A tip-off call about the assassination all the way from England.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Really makes you think, what if some of the pieces of this puzzle are scattered all over the world?
Yeah.
The article digs into all these unanswered questions,
Right.
like who was the caller?
Yes.
What did they know?
Yeah.
Was it a real warning? Was it a prank? Or was it something totally different?
So how does the article try to, crack this mystery?
Well, the author, Mark Bridger,
Okay.
he kind of takes us on this tour of the intelligence world in the UK.
Okay.
Specifically around Cambridge and Grimsby. He looks at places like GCHQ.
What's GCHQ?
It's basically the British NSA.
Oh.
And then there's Menwith Hill, which is a big NSA base in Yorkshire.
So he's thinking, who in England might have known about a possible assassination plot?
Exactly.
Was there some transatlantic conspiracy going on?
Yeah, and he even compares it to the Eugene Dinkin case in the U.S.
What was that?
Dinkin was a soldier who said he intercepted communications, hinting at a plot to kill Kennedy.
Right.
But nobody listened to him.
Oh, wow.
It's like there were these whispers on both sides of the Atlantic.
That's chilling.
Yeah.
If there are clues in both the U.S. and the U.K., why didn't anyone connect the dots in time?
It makes you wonder what we still don't know.
Right.
And it challenges that idea that it was just an American thing.
Yeah.
This possible UK connection suggests a much bigger network.
Okay, so we've got this potential tip-off from England, which is mind-blowing on its own.
Yeah.
What else jumped out at you from this issue?
Well, there's this article that looks at Judith Very Baker's claims.
Oh, right.
She says she was involved in a plot to kill Fidel Castro with Lee Harvey Oswald.
Ah, Judith Very Baker.
Yeah.
Her story is such a lightning rod in JFK research.
For sure.
Some people believe her, some people don't.
Right.
It's always a heated debate.
Absolutely.
This article, though, it focuses on one specific thing. Baker and Oswald, both working at the Riley Coffee Company in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Baker claims they both started working there on the same day. So what's the big deal about that? Was it just a coincidence?
That's the question the article tries to answer.
Okay.
The authors, John Delane Williams and Kelly Thomas Cousins,
Okay.
they use this thing called Bayesian probability
Okay.
to see how likely it was that this happened by chance.
So they're bringing statistics into it.
Exactly.
Cool.
They looked at things like how many job ads were there back then?
Right.
What kinds of jobs were Oswald and Baker qualified for?
Yeah.
And they crunched the numbers.
So what did they find? Did the analysis support Baker's claim?
Well, their findings suggest that the chances of them both getting hired on the same day, just by coincidence, were super low.
How low are we talking?
Like 1 in a million.
Wow.
So they're proposing that their shared employment was probably prearranged, maybe by whoever was involved in the alleged plot against Castro.
1 in a million odds. That's pretty convincing.
Yeah.
It definitely makes that part of Baker's story seem more believable.
Right.
I like how they use statistical analysis to look at a historical event.
Yeah.
It's like using science to examine this whole mystery.
It shows how researchers are using all these different methods to piece together this puzzle.
So we have a possible tip-off from England.
Right.
And a statistical deep dive into Judith Ferry Baker's story.
Hmm.
This journal is amazing.
It is.
What else did Dealey Plaza UK find in this issue?
There's an article called 2.3 Seconds on Elm Street.
Okay.
And it analyzes Clint Hill's run towards the presidential limo right after the shots.
Wait, so even Clint Hill's actions are being questioned?
Yeah. The author, Alaric Rosman, he challenges what the Warren Commission said about those crucial moments.
I always thought Clint Hill was a hero.
Well, Rosman argues that the Warren Commission's timeline doesn't really make sense.
Okay.
He suggests that Hill might have been delayed in his run. Possibly because the limo was deliberately slowed down.
Hold on. Deliberately slowed down?
Yeah.
Why would anyone do that during an assassination?
That's the big question.
Yeah. Rosman doesn't give a definite answer, but he looks at what a delay could mean.
Right.
What if something stopped Hill from getting to the car as fast as he could?
Right.
Was there something in his way?
Yeah.
Or was it something else entirely?
You're telling me that even the people trying to save the president are being scrutinized.
It just shows you that nothing is off limits in this investigation.
Right.
Every little detail could be important.
So we have a mysterious phone call, statistical analysis, and now a re-examination of Clint Hill's actions.
That's right.
This is getting more and more layered.
It is.
I'm hooked. What other treasures are hidden in this journal?
Well, there's a personal account from a DP UK member who actually saw JFK during his visit to Ireland.
Wow.
Just a few months before the assassination.
That must have been an incredible experience.
It was.
Especially knowing what happened later.
Yeah, it gives us a glimpse into the human side of JFK's story.
Yeah.
And how he affected people all over the world. Yeah. It's a good reminder that behind all the theories and investigation, there are real people whose lives were changed by this.
Absolutely.
So tell me more about Dealey Plaza UK. What's their deal?
They're a really dedicated group.
Yeah.
They have regular meetings and seminars. They even have members from all over the world.
Wow.
It's clear they're really passionate about finding the truth about the assassination.
Their dedication is inspiring.
It is.
It shows that even after all these years, people are still searching for answers.
This journal is proof of their hard work.
Right.
It's full of insights and analysis that encourages us to dig deeper into this complex event.
It feels like we've only scratched the surface.
We have.
This journal is like a portal into a whole world of JFK assassination research.
It is.
And I'm ready to dive in deeper.
And this is just one issue of the Dealey Plaza Echo. Imagine what we'll find in their other publications.
Stay tuned, listeners.
Yes.
We'll be back with part 2 of our deep dive into the Dealey Plaza Echo very soon.
Looking forward to it.
In the meantime, what stood out to you from today's discussion?
Yeah.
What are you most curious about now?
Right.
Let us know your thoughts.
We're in this together.
We're all on this journey of discovery together.
Exactly. Welcome back to our deep dive into the Dealey Plaza Echo.
We're picking up where we left off, exploring the incredible work of Dealey Plaza UK, and this issue of their journal is full of fascinating research.
Absolutely.
Especially around Judith Ferry Baker.
Yeah, her story is definitely one of the most debated in JFK research.
It's like this tangled web.
Right.
And this journal issue adds a whole new layer with the article, Judith and Lee. Was their employment at Riley Coffee a chance event?
Oh, yeah.
It focuses on that one specific detail.
Right.
Did they really start working at the Riley Coffee Company in New Orleans on the same day?
Yeah.
Or was there something more to it?
Right.
The authors, John DeLane Williams and Kelly Thomas Cousins, they use this statistical approach called Bayesian probability to examine the likelihood of that shared employment being purely coincidental.
Right.
So for those of us who aren't, statisticians,
can
you break down what that means?
Sure.
And how it applies here?
Essentially, they took all the available information, things like the number of job ads in New Orleans at the time, the specific types of jobs that Oswald and Baker were qualified for, and they calculated the odds of them both being hired on the same day just by chance.
So they're basically saying, let's look at the data and see if the numbers support the idea that this was just random.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And their analysis revealed that the probability of it being a coincidence was incredibly low, like 1 in a million.
Yeah, 1 in a million.
Yeah.
That's like almost impossible.
It is.
It really makes you reconsider Baker's claims.
Right.
Even if you're, skeptical at first.
Yeah.
So are they suggesting that someone intentionally put them together at Riley Coffee?
That's the implication, yeah. And it raises even more questions, like who orchestrated this meeting?
Right.
And why?
Yeah.
It just adds to the intrigue surrounding Baker's story and her claims about the plot against Castro with Oswald.
It's like a chain reaction. You pull on one thread, and suddenly you're down this rabbit hole of questions and possibilities.
Absolutely.
So, aside from this statistical deep dive, what else does this article reveal about Judith Vary Baker and her account?
It actually summarizes her whole story as presented in the documentary The Men Who Killed Kennedy.
Okay.
Which includes her claims of a romantic relationship with Oswald, involvement in a bioweapons plot against Castro, and connections to figures like David Ferrie and Jack Ruby.
Those are some serious allegations.
They are.
No wonder her story has caused so much controversy.
Yeah, it's a story that requires careful examination.
Right.
Some researchers believe her.
Yeah.
Others dismiss her completely. It's important to approach it with an open mind, but also a critical eye.
That's the challenge with any historical event.
Yeah.
Especially one as complex and controversial as the JFK assassination.
For sure.
There's always the possibility of misinformation.
Right.
Or misremembering, or even deliberate lies.
Absolutely.
But this statistical analysis, with those 1 in a million odds, it definitely adds a compelling piece to the puzzle.
It does.
It's like a new clue.
Right.
So beyond Judith Vary Baker, what other insights can we get from this issue of the Dealey Plaza Echo?
Well, there's an article titled 2.3 Seconds on Elm Street.
Huh?
It takes a close look at Secret Service agent Clint Hill's run towards the presidential limousine after the shots were fired.
Clint Hill, the agent who jumped onto the back of the car.
Yeah.
That's always been seen as a moment of heroism.
Right.
This desperate attempt to protect the president.
The author, Alaric Roseman, he really digs into the specifics of Hill's actions using the Zapruder film.
That famous Hall movie that captured the assassination.
Exactly.
That film has been analyzed so many times.
It had.
What new insights could they possibly find in it at this point?
Rosman raises some interesting questions about the Warren Commission's account of what happened.
Okay.
And the timing of events on Elm Street.
What do you mean? Doesn't the film clearly show Hill reacting immediately and running to the car?
Well, Rosman meticulously analyzes the frames, measuring the distance Hill covered, calculating his speed and how long it took him to reach the limo.
Okay.
He then compares his findings to what other witnesses said and the official timeline in the Warren report.
So is he saying there was a delay in Hill's response?
That's his conclusion. He suggests there might have been a slight but significant delay.
Okay.
Possibly caused by the limousine deliberately slowing down.
Hold on. A deliberate slowing down.
Yeah.
Why would they do that in the middle of an assassination attempt?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
Rosman doesn't offer a definitive answer, but he explores what such a delay could imply. What if something prevented Hill from reaching the car as quickly as he could have?
Like what?
Was there something blocking his path?
Right.
Or was there something else going on?
You're telling me that even the actions of the people trying to save the president are being questioned.
It just shows you that in this investigation, nothing is off limits.
Right.
Every detail, no matter how small, could be important. This article really emphasizes the importance of scrutinizing all the evidence, no matter how small or insignificant it might seem.
Right.
In a case as complex as this, every piece of information could be a vital clue.
It's incredible how Dealey Plaza UK approaches this research.
It is.
With such meticulousness.
Right.
Leaving no stone unturned.
They don't shy away from challenging conventional wisdom and exploring alternative viewpoints. And that's what makes their work so valuable.
Yeah.
They're pushing the boundaries of our understanding, making us reconsider what we thought we knew.
And dig deeper into the complexities of this event.
Absolutely.
It's clear that the search for answers continues, even decades after the assassination.
It does.
And this issue of the Dealey Plaza Echo gives us a front row seat to that quest.
It's like a time capsule,
Yeah.
taking us back to a key moment in JFK assassination research.
Right.
And reminding us that the pursuit of truth is an ongoing journey.
It also shows the dedication and passion of these researchers.
Right.
who are always looking for new evidence, analyzing old theories, trying to make sense of this pivotal event in history.
It's fascinating.
Okay, so we've covered the statistical deep dive into Judith Vary Baker's claims and the re-examination of Clint Hill's actions. What else can we uncover from this treasure trove of research?
Let's shift gears a bit and look at some of the more personal aspects of this issue.
Okay.
There's a piece by Patrick Lacey titled The Kennedy Homestead, Dunganstown, Komodo, Wexford, Ireland, which offers a unique perspective on JFK's legacy.
Tell me more. I'm intrigued.
Lacey shares his personal experience of seeing JFK during the president's visit to Ireland in June 1963.
Wow. Just a few months before the assassination.
Exactly.
That listed an incredible experience.
It was.
Knowing what happened later, I can only imagine the weight of that memory.
Lacey describes the regret he felt for not having a camera with him at the time.
Oh, I can imagine.
But years later, he got the chance to revisit the Kennedy homestead.
Wow.
And capture the experience with photos.
It's like a pilgrimage to a place filled with history and emotion.
It is.
It must have been powerful to stand where JFK stood and connect with his legacy in such a tangible way.
The article is a really touching tribute to JFK's impact, not just in America, but around the world. It shows the personal connections people felt with him and how his legacy continues to resonate even decades later.
It's a nice counterpoint to the more analytical pieces in the journal, reminding us of the human side of this historical event. It's easy to get lost in the theories and conspiracies. But at the heart of it all, there were real people whose lives were irrevocably changed that day.
Absolutely.
This personal account adds a layer of depth and emotion to our exploration of the Dealey Plaza Echo.
Yeah, it grounds us in the reality of JFK's life. And the impact he had on individuals across the globe.
I love how this issue balances in-depth research with personal reflection. It's like getting a 360-degree view of the JFK assassination and its aftermath.
Speaking of diverse perspectives, there's another piece that caught my eye. A report on the DPUK International Weekend Research Seminar, held in Canterbury in June 2005.
Oh, tell me about that. I'm always fascinated by how researchers come together to share their findings and collaborate on these complex investigations.
This was their third annual seminar.
Wow.
And it drew researchers from all over the world.
That's incredible.
They had presentations on a wide range of topics, from the medical evidence to Zapruder film analysis to alternative theories.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It shows the global interest in the JFK assassination.
It does.
And how people are still searching for answers.
And it's inspiring to see researchers from different backgrounds and countries coming together to share what they know and work towards a common goal. It highlights how collaborative this field of research is and the dedication of the people involved.
It's a testament to the enduring power of this event.
It is.
And how it still holds our attention.
Even after all these years.
This report gives us a glimpse into the community of JFK researchers. And their ongoing work to solve this puzzle.
It's a reminder that the pursuit of truth is a collaborative effort.
It's like a global network of detectives. Each one bringing their own expertise and insights to the case.
And the Dealey Plaza Echo acts as a platform for them to share their findings and theories with the whole world.
It's amazing how Dealey Plaza UK makes this exchange of information possible, fostering a community of researchers who are dedicated to finding the truth.
They play a crucial role in keeping the conversation going, encouraging critical thinking, and challenging us to consider different viewpoints.
I'm struck by how much ground we've covered in this deep dive.
Me too.
And we haven't even finished exploring all the details in this single issue of the Dealey Plaza Echo.
Well, it's packed with information.
It really is.
It's been a journey through statistical analysis, witness accounts, historical context, and personal reflection. This journal offers a truly multifaceted view of the JFK assassination and its legacy.
It's clear we've only scratched the surface of this complex and captivating event.
We have.
What other insights await us in the final part of our deep dive?
Join us next time as we wrap up our exploration of the Dealey Plaza Echo, uncovering more fascinating details. And reflecting on what we've learned about the JFK assassination and the dedicated researchers who continue to seek answers.
Welcome back to the deep dive.
It's good to be back.
We're wrapping up our exploration of the Dealey Plaza Echo, this amazing journal from Dealey Plaza UK.
Yeah.
It's given us such a unique look into JFK assassination research.
Absolutely.
We've covered so much ground.
Yeah.
From those mysterious phone calls and the statistical analysis to personal accounts and international collaboration.
It's amazing how much they packed into just one issue.
It really is.
Yeah.
Before we finish up,
yeah,
I wanted to circle back to a couple of pieces that really stuck with me.
Okay.
One is Patrick Lacey's account.
Yeah.
It's called The Kennedy Homestead, Dunganstown, Connell, Wexford, Ireland.
Oh, I love that one.
It's his personal story about seeing JFK during the president's visit to Ireland back in June 1963.
Right, just a few months before the assassination.
It's such a poignant reminder of Kennedy's impact. And how his charisma reached people all over the world.
Absolutely.
Lacey talks about being in Wexford town during Kennedy's visit.
Right.
And actually catching a glimpse of the president.
Yeah, can you imagine not having a camera at that moment?
Oh, I know. What a missed opportunity.
He did go back years later, though.
He did?
Yeah, to the Kennedy homestead.
Oh, wow.
He took some photos and reflected on the history of the place.
It's almost like a pilgrimage.
It is.
Connecting with this moment in time that had such huge consequences.
Absolutely.
What I loved about that piece is how it brings in a human element.
Yeah.
You know, to a story that's often just about cold facts and theories.
Right.
And reminds us that behind all the political stuff and the endless debates, there were real people whose lives were changed forever by this event.
It adds a layer of emotion to our deep dive.
It does.
It grounds us in the reality of what happened that day in Dallas.
The other piece I wanted to mention is Barry Keane's report on the DPUK International Weekend Research Seminar.
Oh, yes.
It was held in Canterbury in June 2005.
That's right.
It's so inspiring to see researchers from all over the world coming together to share their findings and work on this puzzle together.
This was their third annual seminar. It brought in researchers from all different backgrounds and countries.
That's incredible.
They were all united by their interest in the JFK assassination.
It really highlights the collaborative spirit.
It does.
In this research community.
Yeah.
This drive to uncover the truth together.
They had presentations on so many different topics.
Yeah, like what?
They covered the medical evidence, the Zapruder film, even alternative theories.
It just goes to show that people are still so interested in the JFK assassination.
They are.
And they're making a global effort to find out what really happened.
What I find really interesting is the different approaches and interpretations.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that there's not just one answer
right
when it comes to the JFK assassination.
This issue of the Dealey Plaza Echo has been so eye-opening.
It has.
It shows the dedication, the research, and all the different perspectives within the JFK research community.
What stands out to me is their commitment to questioning everything. Right. They dig deeper. They leave no stone unturned. They're not afraid to challenge what we think we know or explore unusual theories.
It reminds us that history isn't always simple.
No, it's not.
There are always more layers to uncover, more viewpoints to think about, and new evidence to analyze.
The JFK assassination still fascinates us because it's so complex and there's still so much mystery surrounding it.
It's a puzzle that we're still trying to solve.
Absolutely.
So what does all this mean for you, our listeners?
That's a good question.
We've explored this incredible collection of research and insights from Dealey Plaza UK, looking back at British JFK assassination research in 2005.
Right.
What details resonated with you?
Yeah, what are you curious about now?
We encourage you to keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep searching for the truth.
The search for answers continues.
Yes.
And your own journey of discovery has just begun.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Dealey Plaza Echo.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll be back soon with another fascinating topic.
Looking forward to it.
Until then, keep those minds sharp and those questions coming.